Hello? Hello? What happened? Hi, girlie. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to you. I I looked at Emily's and there's the ads again. And so I sent a question mark because isn't really a helpful. Like, I had no idea what happened. And then I looked at OBS, and OBS had just stopped streaming. Like, the start stream button was there again. Oh. Evidently, we went online, offline, and now we have ads again. So, I apologize. I don't know what happened. Hi, Allison. Hi, Sharn. Hi, Emily. Hi, Smiley. Yeah, tell me something funny. Yeah, I have no idea what just happened. We're about to have ads again, so I apologize if you get ads. I promise nothing will.
I found my people.
Yeah, that's a good username for today. What a weird Wednesday. It is Wednesday, yeah. Thank you for that follow. Welcome in. Okay. I'm just going to get my pattern up on my computer and set up a command for it for you all. So that's what's going to happen while I'm gone. Shut off with no warning. Oh my... Technology hates us. You can start your cardigan with me? Heck yes. I love that. That's awesome. I'm so excited for you to make yourself a cardigan. Like, heck yes. You'll do that? Yeah. Okay. There are the ads. They're gonna roll again. I'm so sorry. Let me... I've made this designer's stuff before, and I like it a lot. Hooray! How's the kit? Is the kit nice? I've not gotten, like, clothing stuff from Hirschner's before. It's from Hirschner's? I think. Yes. Goodness, how long have I had this saved? I'm just, like, scrolling through their patterns to, like, find a direct link. Because I have it, like... I have it bookmarked. So I didn't need to, like... There it is, found it. You're excited? I'm excited. This is... Oh, hi! Can you not log in on the same account? That's weird. Oh, mm-hmm. I feel that. Okay. Thanks for the lurk. Okay. That's the cardigan we're making today. In this yarn. Hi, Petrichor. Isn't it cute? Okay. It says that it's an eye hook. No, I saw that. Could you not log into your other account on your laptop? It's like I'm logged in on my laptop to Megan of All Trades. I'm logged into my phone as Megan of All Trades. I'm logged in everywhere as Megan of All Trades. So. Oh, gotcha. Can you not reset it? Like, will they not send you a thing? That's so weird. Okay. You know what stinks? Having to make a gauge swatch. Literally the worst. But, like, also important if you want clothing to fit right. Yeah, you're gonna need to make a gauge swatch. Especially because yours is a kit. So, we can discuss what a gauge swatch is. And I might turn it into a little tutorial. Where did that star come from? That must have been a test. Alright. Look, before anyone starts, I have my book. I'm ready to write down my information whenever I know hook size and things of that sort. So no one at me. Shiz is here. Wait, before we start this, I have a box from Shiz I have to open. I've been waiting. And I'm excited. Also, I need to do this color. There we go. Morning, Emily. The cats were very curious about your box. Do you have pets, Shiz? Because Pippin and Artie were both like, hello, what's this? Oh, no, you're fine. No, don't apologize. I'm so sorry that you're sick. You do? Because both of them were like, hello, what is this box? And I'm like, girls, it's not for you. So, Shiz had the Make It Mini appliances on clearance at their Walmart for $2. These ones are normally like $12. Okay? Like $13, if not more. And so, evidently, like the pinholes are different. But the appliances, if you look at it, oh, I'm sorry. That's the worst. The sudden ones are like a mixed blessing. Like, you have, like, in one way, it's like, thank goodness they didn't have to suffer. Thank goodness they didn't have any, pain. But, like, you don't have any time to, like, prepare. You know what I mean? So, it's harder on you. But, like, I was talking with someone else recently whose pet suddenly got cancer just like Coco. And I was like, that was one thing that we kind of held on to, was the fact that, like, she was fine up until she wasn't. And, like, there's something that's kind of a blessing for them in that way, that everything was fine and then it just, so, like, it's the hardest thing for the people because you don't have time to, like, prepare or adjust or anything like that. But for the pet, like, the week before, she was, like, going to, my in-laws, having a great time in the car. So, like, doesn't make it easier, but that's something that I kind of tried to hold on to when feeling the sads, Oh, I'm sorry, Beta Mom. I hope that it gets better. Everything is just kind of on fire right now, literally. This is one thing with these patterns, because, like, they come in, this pattern is for multiple sizes, and I need a large based on, like, measurements. So I'm just highlighting the large things so that I know what I'm actually doing. Okay, but anyway, So evidently the way that these balls worked is that there were, I think, what was there, 12 appliances total, but there was actually only 6 different types because there were 2 colorways on each appliance. So Shiz realized that they got multiple of like the same appliances, but in different colors. So Shiz was like, would you like, because like I don't need like the same little appliance in just a different color. Like, that's silly. And I was like, heck yeah, I would. So Shiz sent these over to me, and I'm excited to see what they are, because I don't know what they are. So I figure we'll open these up, and then we'll get started on the cardigan. Also, thank you for the follow. I know, right? That's what I said. I'm like, that's so sweet of you to, like, think of me. And they were like, well, they were $2, and, like, I'm not going to... Listen, Walmart returns, I think they're only there in existence to make you want to cry. Like, there's nothing quite as bad as waiting in line at Walmart to do a return for $4. Hi there, welcome in. But it was so sweet of them to send it. Yeah, Artie's like, hello. Hi. Do you want to see what this is? This is a big one. This is huge. Oh my. It's teal. It is teal. Did you hear her? Hello. Hello. My other camera's not working today, but Pippin is here. That was Pippin, yeah. She's like, I don't know what we're excited about, but yay, excited. So these ones are like these cute little appliances. And what you're supposed to do with them, oh wow, it's like all interesting. Is you are supposed to put the resin, here, I'll show you. Oh God. What are you doing, cute girly? Okay, bye. Okay, see, look. See, they're the exact same thing. It's just different color appliance and little cups. But otherwise, they're the exact same. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put the resin in here. You're supposed to put the bottle with the resin.
Oh.
Whoa, did you like step on that?
No, I just didn't see her. I stopped and she was like, ah! We did one of those. Neat. Is that the one where you put the resin in and it poops it out?
Uh-huh.
Where's your paper slicer? Also, do you have staples?
Yeah.
Like, I know you have a stapler, but do you have actual staples? Because I have a stapler, I just need staples to put it in.
Somewhere, but you can just use mine for now.
Okey-doke, thank you.
Anyway, so you put the resin bottle in here, and then if you look, when you turn the little thing to make the what is this, espresso, right? I don't drink coffee. It opens. See? So then the resin would come out and into the little cup. And it's super cute, but also you're never going to get that clean. So I'll probably just do the resin the way I normally would and keep this like for the display purpose. Like you can put the little cup in there kind of thing. Okay. So that's in ball 1. Yeah, because otherwise it's one and done, and that's sad to me. Because, like, the thing is so cute, you know? It'd be so cute for pictures. Yeah. Wait, was this underneath? I don't even know. I wasn't paying attention. I was just excited to open it. Okay. Nailed it. Nailed it. I read on Reddit that people just poured alcohol through it, but I don't plan on putting the epoxy through mine. Yeah. I'm not going to put the resin through it. 'Cause, like, again, if I got more of them and I wanted to, like, try it for the experience of it, you know, at $2, maybe. But, like, especially because uncured resin is just not something you want to play with. Like, you'd have to then cure it, or else you got to toss the whole little appliance thing. And they give you all the things. Okay. Okay, let's see what this one is. Thank you again for sending these. That was so sweet. I'm excited to make them on a mini Monday. These are huge. Like, look, these were the biggest ones that I had before, which were the Harry Potter ones, just to give you an idea. That's so big. Oh my gosh. Hi, Procrasticrafting. How are you? We got lemon lime. See, now the ice I'll probably put in because the ice is not resin. The ice is little plastic bits. So I think it will be adorable to push the little cup and get the ice to dispense. That's adorable. That doesn't ruin the machine. Because if you look, the ice is like little pellet things. Oh my god. That's so cute. It comes with the little straws. And a little, like, to-go cup. Like the little cardboard to-go things. Yeah, so you get the ice first. Oh my god, that's so cute. Oh, look at it. Oh my god. And then this is the resin and the ice. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this. And then this is like that or something. I don't even know. I didn't pay any attention. You got the blue one? Yeah. So this one is lemon lime and the blue one is orange. Now I gotta try to find a boba and a juice dispenser just to have all of them. You had the pink one? So you got latte and I got mocha. Evidently, according to the thing. Don't drink it, really. Yeah, there's boba, there's grape, and peach boba. And then there's just juice. I think of them as like slushies. Because the ice is also like the slushy ice, it looks like. Not the big cubed ice. Yeah, I got this one. I got the teal one, which is perfectly coded for me. I'll have to go back again and see if there's any more clearance. I'm trying to convince myself to be brave. Because I was like, maybe we can go and look at our Walmart. And James was like, we can go and look. He goes, but the minis are at the back of the store in Walmart. Whereas at Target, they're in like the middle of the store. And I have to decide if I'm brave enough to go all the way into the back of a freaking Walmart. I don't know. I want to be, because I want to see if they have any clearance things. Because these ones aren't on clearance on the website. They're just in clearance at the store. Normally it's yellow for clearance. They were being sneaky sneaksters. Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to make these. I think that, like, the appliances are really cute for, like, display purposes or photos or, again, like, even the miniatures that I make. Like, they have, like, the one that is the little bear bakery. They have, like, a, almost like a 7-Eleven type, store. And, like, these would look so cute in there. You know? Emily, are there ones that you want, like, if you could look online at, like, the ones that are available and almost, like, put them in order of, like, what you want most to least? Because I can absolutely look for you next time that I go to, like, Target, and just, like, find a couple. That way I know, like, what, which ones to, like, look for first. Because, like, if there's one that you're like, I'm not really, like, super excited about this one, like, you can skip it. You know what I mean? Because I'd be happy to do that. Alright, hold on. We have extra small, small, medium, large. So, yeah, I want the 4th on all of these. Just making sure. So, you know, in the grand scheme of life and everything going on in the world, this is very, like, first world problem. But I also know that you all will understand because you're pet people. I have been, like, emotional about TikTok going away. Are they? Okay, but, well, and I guess that's tricky because, like, they might be less expensive here, but then when you think about, like, shipping and all of that, I worry about shipping the resin to you. That's, like, my biggest concern is that they're going to be like, no, and, like, take things apart and, like, take all the resin, if that makes sense. You took the staples out?
I did.
Why?
Because I was being dumb.
What's wrong with?
Well, actually, I needed the deeper. My stapler's deeper, like it can reach further in on a piece of paper, and that's what I needed. So, do you have a glue stick?
No,
You don't.
I don't.
You actually don't.
I
or-
do not have
okay.
glue sticks.
Okay.
I have lots of different glue. I have this guy, which is like. Please watch Stepping on Cat.
Yeah. Is that like you can put paper?
No, well, use tape. I would just use tape,
Okay.
probably. Cause this is gonna like wet the paper too much. I feel like.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Let me finish highlighting what I need to highlight in my pattern, and then we're gonna get started. But like I've been super emotional about it because it literally has like 4 years worth of, oh my gosh, it's a chinchino. Of my life with, you know, the pets and the rescue stuff that I've done and just their story, and it just feels so crappy that it's all just gonna like disappear. And that like, you know, you work so hard on something just to have someone be like, nope, it's gone now. And I was like, well, that blows. And so, I mean, like, you know, I have 1, 4, is that it? Like, I have a YouTube, I've got, like, other places where I can post things, but, like, the follower count is vastly different. And, you know, I've been trying to, like, tell people, like, here are other places you can find us, just in case. But I was like, you know, there was something about just, like, losing all the videos, like, if I ever wanted to go back and, like, look at something or show something to you all, like, nope, it's gone. And I found, like, a YouTube video that showed, like, it was a step-by-step way of using, like, a program and your computer to download all your videos. So I don't have to manually do it. And so I did that before stream today. And other than, like, some, there are a couple that had, like, errors, so I have to go and manually do those ones. But, like, they're all backed up on a hard drive. I can put all of it at some point, like, you know, slowly add it all to, like, YouTube or whatever. But, like, it's there. It's there. I have it. Those, like, you know, because, like, it's my baby. It's the reason that we have all these kitties. It's like, it's their stories. It's all the thing. It's Gandalf. It's, you know, like, it would make me sad if I couldn't, like, go and find, you know, this has been my life for, like, since, like, 2021. You know, this has been my life for 4 years. And, you know, I was just upset about losing all of, like, yeah, okay, you know, the 19K, yeah, that's nice because companies reach out to us about brands and hey, do you want to, like, do a video for us, and, like, we'll send you a free product. So, like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's nice because pets are expensive, and so if someone wants to send me something for free, yeah. But, like, that's not the part that I was, like, upset about, if that, you know, like, that's whatever. That was just like a perk. It was just like all their, like, his first video, like his dodo video, all those little things. Like, I want my, look at him. Look at this sad gremlin. He was so skinny. He was so skinny and so, and he was so scared of me. And now he's like, I'm just gonna lie on your lap while you do things on the computer. And I'm just like, he's my, you know, he's my Bubs. Oh, all those little baby steps. All those little things. And, like, I mean, I feel bad for people who, like, are, like, that's how they make their income. Like, that's wild. Like, with videos and things like that. Yeah, they're sentimental. And, like, I mean, I have, like, a lot of the really sentimental ones still saved on my phone, but, like, I didn't keep all of them because, goodness gracious, I've been posting for 4 years. 4 years worth of videos would eat up all the data on my phone. Like, that would be it. There wouldn't be anything left. Or not data, storage space. So, yeah, I was, like, really distraught about that, but I got it. I got most of them, and I'm gonna go through the ones that there were the errors on and, like, fix those, and yeah. I was very thankful for this person who, like, there was always, like, a way of doing it, but someone, like, took the time to make, like, a YouTube video explaining everything, like, step by step. Like, here, when it says do this, here's what you're going to do. And I was grateful for that, because honestly, like, a lot of it is coding, and, like, that gets confusing. Like, I don't want to mess with that and do things wrong. And so having, like, a video where someone just, like, here you go, here's how you do it, go to this website next, copy and paste this into this, then do this, then do that. I'm like, I can follow instructions. I can follow instructions just fine, thank you. All right. And, like, it was just recently made, like, I'm assuming because, again, a lot of people are kind of in that same, like, you know, like, I saw someone comment on his video, like, you know, thank you for sharing this. Like, I used TikTok to document, like, my breast cancer journey. And, you know, same thing, like, the thought of just losing all of that, like, I don't know. Okay. So, in a project, when you want to do, or when you're instructed, I guess I should say, to do a gauge swatch, this one is a free pattern, so I will go ahead and I will show you my screen with this, because again, it's a free pattern. You can find it right here. And I might, I don't know if I'll take this video and turn it into, like, a YouTube video, like, condense it and make it nice or something, or if I should just do another one. Like, I'm about to do the whole thing. Maybe I just, like, hold on. Maybe I just hide that for right now. And we'll use this, and I can edit it to make a YouTube tutorial. Okay. So, or, wait. I have a better idea. I'm not using this phone's camera today. Oh my god. I'll film it on this, and then I can edit it in my normal format. I'm so smart sometimes. Sometimes I have a thought in my head, and sometimes I don't, and that's okay too. Big mood. Okay. So, when you are, well, hold on. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another tutorial video. Today I'm going to talk to you about gauge swatches and why they're important. The cardigan that I'm working on is actually a free pattern. It is the Kia cardigan from EMP Crochet. I will have a link down below for where you can find a copy of this pattern. But gauge swatching is really important, especially when you have a kit and it has a limited amount of yarn, because you want to make sure that you're not accidentally using more yarn than what the kit sets out for you to use. It's also really helpful when you're doing things like clothing, which is what I'm doing, because you want to make sure that you are about the same size as what the pattern designer intended, because if not, like this pattern tells me to use an eye hook, but if my gauge is different and an eye hook actually makes this project, you know, this is supposed to be 4x4 when it's blocked, the gauge. What if it made it 6x6? That means that my entire pattern is going to be 2 inches bigger all the way around, which means that it's going to be huge when I put it on. So gauge swatching is annoying. It, I think, is everybody's least favorite thing to do when it comes to crocheting or knitting, because it's like, you just want to get right into the project. That was loud. You just want to get right into the project. But it'll save you a lot of headache in the end. So, for this one, okay, there was my intro. Now it's just us again. I'll talk here and there. But anyway, for this, okay. Again, free pattern. So let me show you this gauge swatch right here. It is 15 stitches. Okay. It says 5 stitch repeats within the pattern by 10 rows. So you're going to do 15 stitches by 10 rows, and that should be 4x4 inches blocked. Okay. So that means that it might be like 3.8 or like 3.6 inches before it's blocked. It could be a little bit bigger too. It could be like 4.1, 4.2. If you're getting like 3.5 or 4.5 inches, you're going to want to change your hook size. So if you have an eye hook, which is what is recommended here, if you look here in the pattern materials, it lists as needing a eye or 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. So if I do this gauge swatch, right, this 15 stitches by 10 rows, and I get a 5x5 inch square, I need to make my hook a smaller size. So I need to try maybe a 5 millimeter hook or a 4.75 millimeter hook. If I do this gauge swatch and I get a 3.5 inch square, I'm going to want to go up in hook size. So from a 5.5 millimeter hook up to like a 6 or a 6.5 millimeter, because you want to get as close as possible to that 4x4, because that's going to give you this proper finish size. If you look here, their measurements, if your gauge matches theirs, then your measurements should match theirs as well. So again, if you're super off, that's why like you see videos sometimes of people who have like huge, like their sleeves go like well past their hands because they didn't gauge it first. They just did the pattern. So when it says that it wants you to do the repeat within the pattern, what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down and you're going to look at what their pattern is. So like in this case, it's this. So we're going to do rows 1 through, what did it say? We're going to do rows 1 through 10, basically. because that's the pattern. So we're going to do, just kidding, not these ones. Sorry, this is not actually what we're going to do right here. For those watching on Twitch, this is the that's the hem. This is the pattern down here. Okay. So you're going to repeat row 2 9 times. So row 1 is going to be that we're casting on 15 stitches. Okay, we'll come back to this. I live recklessly. I usually just cast on and check my gauge after a couple of inches. Yeah. Knit garments and crochet blankets and stuffies. Yeah, so if it's a plushie, I'm normally not doing a gauge. It's normally just if I have like a kit or something like that, that's the only time I worry. Absolutely, ask me questions. I can just edit out anything that I don't need. It might actually be something that's a really great question that I want to include. So yes, please ask questions. Okay. So we're going to do 15 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You don't gauge hats, yeah. Well, hats I feel like are quicker too. If you make it too big, if you make it too small, you just make another one. I feel like making like a cardigan or something like that can just be, yeah. Your gauge says 11 single crochets and then 12 rows in pattern. Okay. So your first row, you're going to do 11 or chain 12 and then do 11 single crochet to start. Like your starting row. And then you're going to look at the pattern and you're going to do 12 rows of the pattern, but only 11 single crochets wide. Like you're not going to do a whole big panel. It's just a small gauge. It's a small little square. So it's going to tell you like how big that should be. Like that 11 single crochet by 12 rows should be X amount. Yeah, do 12 chains and then 11 single crochets across those chains. And then that's where your rows would start. 5 stitch repeats within pattern by 10 rows. Okay. So now we're going to go back down here. And I'm doing the same thing as you. As part of the gauge. Hang on. Let me scroll back up. Oh, would you look at that? I evidently What? How did I misread this? 15, like... Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. To make a gauge swatch, crochet 25... Oh, I see. Okay. What this person is doing... Yeah. This person is doing a lot. So, like, when I did when I made James's cardigan and I knit it, I just had to cast on and, like, they gave me the exact number. So what this is having me do is it's having me do 25. FSC is foundation single crochet. So instead of doing chains, it's having me do a foundation row, which I can show you. I've done videos on that, but I'll show you how to do that. And then work row 2 of main body of back panel for 12 rows. Block the square and measure 4 by 4 within that square. So there are, I don't have a blocking, do I? I do. Okay. So they make different blocking squares. You could also just use a ruler. Okay, so if you see here, it says block square and measure 4 by 4 within that square. This is a 2 by 2. This blocking square that I have. So when I take this ruler and I put it on the gauge that I made, or the swatch rather that I made, what you're going to do is it should be, so in this one, since it's only a 2 by 2 versus a 4 by 4, it would be 5 rows by like 7 stitches. If it was a 4 by 4, it would be the 15 stitches or 5 repeats by 10 rows. So it should fit when you put your swatch under here. In this space, there should be 10 rows if it was a 4-inch ruler. Same thing that you can do if you don't have a fancy little gauge swatch. What you would do is you would just use a regular ruler and measure out 4 inches and see like how many rows there are in there. And then you would kind of, you know, turn it and measure the other way. So the gauge tool is nice, but not necessary. Yeah. No, that's so funny because, like I said, the sweater that I knit was different. The way that they did the gauge swatch. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a swatch that's bigger than what we need to measure. Oh, I shall show you the difference between a foundation single crochet and a regular. Well, so a regular row starts off by you doing chains and then working into the chains. That is a regular, like how you would start. Foundation single crochet, it works the chain and the first row at the same time. Hi, Half to Happy. So instead of chaining and then doing your first row of stitches, you're doing them at the same time. So to do that, you start off by chaining 2. Oh god. Hang on. Let's move that camera a little closer. You chain 2. And then you're going to work into the first stitch. Okay, so like you know how normally after you chain 2, or after you chain, you work your way back down. So you're going to skip the one that's closest to your hook. You're going to go into the first one. You're going to yarn over and pull through. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. So if you look, what we've just done is made the chain space essentially right here and the single crochet right there. So we have to make 25 of those. So now what I'm going to do is work into this space here that looks kind of like a chain. Grab both loops. Okay. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 1. That 1 makes the chain space. yarn over, pull through 2. That makes the single crochet. So like when you single crochet, you don't typically do it like that, right? Like you just yarn over, pull through. So it does have an extra step. So again, you're going to foundation, single crochet. You go through that space that's basically a chain now. And you're going to yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 1. That's your chain. Yarn over, pull through both of them. That's your single crochet. So if you look, you're basically making your first row the same time as making your you're making your first row at the same time as making your chain space. So instead of chaining and then working down the chain, this is just a different way of doing it. The fabric rulers can be wiggly. Correct. So when I finish this row, I'll be on row 2. I have something to share. No, you can tell me now if you want. You can tell us now. Because now I'm just going to repeat this for 25 stitches. So I'm not going to walk us through the whole thing. This is the speed part now. This is the fast forward part of the video. When, music plays in the background. I could, Emily, but I'm actually filming the tutorial on my phone. I originally was going to, change everything, all my overlay stuff, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm not using my phone camera today. Let me just record on my phone. That's a lot less work. No, you're so good. I was right there with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which is also why I'm over here in the camera and then I come over here. So that that the other camera, hold on, that the other camera can see. Yeah, well, measuring chain length is normally pretty inaccurate, honestly. Versus, when you actually stitch. Really? Wow. Heck yes, keep going. Nothing needs to be... the way that I felt when I realized that, some of my favorite products were still okay if I do have a red dye sensitivity. I love the Outsmart ice pops. They're fruit ice pops. And the ones that I love are the berry ones. Well, berries are red. But guess what? The ice pops are red because they're made with actual fruit, not because they have red dye. Arizona iced tea, their red drinks, their fruit punch, their watermelon drinks, things like that. Guess what? They're red because they use fruit. They use watermelon and grape and other fruits that are actually that color. So I was the way that I was oh, thank God I don't have to stop eating or drinking this, exactly match the size. So that's kind of up to you. If it should be 4 by 8 and it's a little over, if it if there's enough material for it to be a little over, it would make it more oversized. And, you know, there's something nice about an oversized sweater or cardigan or things like that. So I wouldn't say that that's a bad thing. It's just that it will make everything a little bit bigger. So if it is, I would say if it's like 4.5, then your gauge is off. If it was like 4.2, I would say your gauge is, you're fine. You can use that hook size because that can be anything from like, it can be your tension can be a little different some days. It could just, you know, like that's not a huge difference. But I would say when it's a 1/2 inch to a whole inch bigger or smaller, either way, you might want to adjust your hook size if you don't want it to be large. How the hell has it been an hour? You never heard of it before? Yeah. Gauge in terms of wire ear piercing, yeah. Oh no, there's no orange in Fanta. Mm-mm. Just coloring. Alright, we're gonna take a stretch break, I guess. No, it's not too difficult for you. You can do this. If you want to send me a picture of what your gauge swatch thing says, send me a picture. I'll absolutely look at it right now. It's not too difficult for you. I know you can do this. Don't have regrets. Don't you dare. You can do this. Send me a picture right now. I'm going to take a stretch break. Okay? We're going to take a stretch break and I'm going to look at your picture right now in Discord. Okay? Don't give up. You got this. That's why you're starting it today with me, right? We got this. We got this. Look at me. I'm looking at you. We got this. I'm going to set up words on stream and I'm going to go look at your pattern. You got this. Don't give up. It is always scary at the start. And it's more confusing than it needs to be. Okay? Once you get the gauge swatch done, you're good to go. I promise. Okay? I'll be right back. Dang, y'all. 2 perfect levels in a row. All right. Whoosh. All right, Silly, you got it? So you're going to get that size hook. Okay? You're going to do what the gauge says. So you're going to do the 12 and then do your 12 rows. Okay? Get your 12 rows done. So when it says 12 rows in pat, P-A-T, that means 12 rows of the pattern. Okay, it's not just going to be 12 rows of single crochet. So whatever your pattern is, right? Like if the first 12 rows of your pattern are repeating row 2 or whatever, just repeat row 2 for your thing. For like that size, and then get a ruler and come back. You got this. You're so good. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry it's been a rough one. Okay. So I've now done my 25 foundation single crochet. And the next step in this pattern is to repeat the pattern for 12 rows. So I'm going to scroll down and look at the pattern. And we're going to repeat row 2, which is working 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 double crochet into the first stitch. Then we're skipping 2 stitches and we're repeating that across. So this stitch will have 1 single, 1 half double, 1 double. We're going to skip 2, repeat. Oops. Now, it might be tempting to measure right now and see if you're like really badly off. But I don't know about any of you, when I start a project, sometimes things, how do I want to describe this? sometimes it doesn't quite even out until you've done a couple of rows. Like you can see how the foundation chain is curved a little bit. So that's why you don't want to just like measure it right now because you might not get a true measurement. So next row, we're doing the same thing. We're just repeating this the whole time. So that was row 1. Where's my counter? Or sorry, that was row 2. And we're going to repeat it. So chain 1. This yarn is really nice to work with. It's very soft. I did the thing wrong. It's okay. I was not supposed to do, I was just supposed to do a single crochet into this. Oopsie. That explains though how the end works. Okay. It's fine. Well, there it is. I'm like, dude, where have your woos been? I would say that, oh my gosh, is he hard of hearing? But I know he's not. Because he woos at all the other things that he doesn't need to woo at. Yeah, the woos were very quiet. He's sleepy. I assure you, he wooed. They were just real quiet. Nice. Oh, I love that for you. I'm sorry it took you so long to find them. Oh, you mistyped, Sillykins. Yeah, we're finding like a, if you're using an electric toothbrush, I know that some have like different settings too, so that it's like different levels of like intensity, so that it's not too strong or whatever. Yeah, we have an Oral-B that we got on like Black Friday years ago. Alright. Here's how it's going. Gonna quick hydrate. That's what you use too. Okay. Now, I'm gonna tell you a little, a little secret. So like this, I'm supposed to measure a 10 row section and see if it's 4 inches by 4 inches block. Well, this is 5 rows. Okay, of the pattern, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So in theory, a 5 row section of the pattern, if a 10 row section should measure 4 by 4, a 5 row section should measure 2 inches. Hold on, I didn't record that. So I'm going to tell you all a little secret too, right? If this gauge, for instance, or this swatch is supposed to be measured after 10 rows, and 10 rows is supposed to be 4 by 4 when blocked. I just finished 5 rows of the pattern. So in theory, 5 rows of the pattern, since it's half, should measure 2 inches. And this, if you remember, my little gauge swatch here is a 2-inch swatch. So if I lined it up right there, that is in fact 2 inches. So you could, in theory, stop here and say that yes, this matches, because if 10 rows is supposed to be 4 by 4 and 5 rows is 2 by 2, the maths. Now, if you're brand new to making garments or clothing of any kind, or if you're brand new to making clothing or something that requires a gauge swatch, I would definitely recommend doing the entire swatch and not just doing this little halfway cheat. But if you are working on a gauge swatch and you're like, wow, something feels really off, like this seems like it is way too big or way too small, when you get to that halfway point, feel free to measure. So if you're supposed to do 12 rows and you've got 6 rows and it feels so off, grab your ruler. If it is super duper off, you know already, there's no need to keep going. Stop there, stop at the halfway point. Either adjust your hook smaller or larger, and redo it. Getting to that halfway point is the great checking spot if it's, again, a 10 to 12 row repeat. But I would definitely say make the full swatch before you start. But it's good if you're feeling like everything is really off and I don't know why. Measure at the halfway point. See if you're close. If you're close, keep going. If you're super off, stop, and you might as well adjust at that point. But if you're like, say I measured and I was at like 1 and like right here, where I was like, say like 1, a little more than almost 2, but not quite. Keep going. There's no need though to make a huge gauge swatch when you can see at the halfway point it's going to be the wrong size. Act 2. Yeah, take 2. Oh my god! Really? That's wild that you could recycle that for that. Oh my god. Okay. What do you think? Should we... Does that sound good? Is there anything I didn't address in the gauge swatch that I should? No, I think that you can recycle a phone. Oh, no, I guess you can recycle... Oh. going home back in a few, no worries. I think that covers the gauge swatch. Once you've gotten your gauge swatch to measure, or no. Once your gauge swatch matches what they recommend for your pattern, then you're good to go ahead and start with whatever hook size or knitting needle size you're using. Again, if your pattern ends up being too big, go down a hook size. If your pattern ends up being too small when you do the gauge swatch, go up a hook size. I hope this helped answer some questions you might have had about how to work a gauge swatch for, and the blah, 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 blah. I hope that this helped answer some questions you may have had about gauge swatches. You would actually do the same thing if you are knitting a gauge swatch. So you would, have the knitting needle size that they recommended for however many rows and repeats that they recommend, and you would measure exactly the same way as you do with crochet. When you're done, you can either immediately frog your swatch, or you can leave it off to the side and work on it later. Or again, I guess if you have enough yarn, you can just make a gauge swatch blanket. I don't know why I'm telling you this. This is not anything that needs to be included. This makes my YouTube video too long. My hives are itching. I don't know what else I need to add. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if there are any tutorial videos that you would like to see in the future. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, take care, everyone. Bye. The end. Look what I'm about to do. Well, it's not a completed project. See, I need more works in progress stuff. I need more of this. Because this isn't done yet. And it might not be the second project that I start, or that I finish. I'm still putting it in here. Start date 1/15. Made for me. This is the Kia cardigan designer. Does it say Evelyn and Peter? It does. Okay. Isn't it pretty? James got it for me for Christmas. I'm actually going to be uploading the Moat version to our membership category, our membership page thingy. If you want to join. You can join and you'll get access to a printable version that I designed so that you could print out however many you need or want for works in progress. For like it's nice. I'm going to be uploading it either later today or tomorrow. So if you'd like to join, you gain access to it. And then you can print however many you need. Needle/hook size. Parentheses 5.5 millimeter. Size made large. Material. Brand, type of yarn, impeccable. Fiber, acrylic. Color, what the heck are you called? Gold tweed. Dye lot. Stop moving. There we go. Dun da da da. It's documented. It's there. You saw me write it down. Absolutely. Get the haircut. You gotta take care of you too. I'm not gonna say go on a shopping spree, but a haircut is like, you know, that's a reasonable thing. Like, sure, there are things that I want to buy right now, but I'm not because I'm paying medical bills. But there's a difference between wanting and a difference between, like, you know... Oh, do done, exclamation point done, and then what you typed. This yarn is really soft. Heck yes. I love that. Should I do a separate video on the foundation? No, I just recorded that. I don't need to record it again. Oh, I don't know if it will remove. I think it might remove both. I don't know. If it does, you can always add one back though. Ooh, take pictures. If you want. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Learn something new. Bedtime. Yay, now I get to do this for 97 rows. This is making the, like, the cuff, if you will, that's going to go along the back panel. Yay! But then you like work into this to make the back panel, so it's not like I can start on the back panel and then do this later. Doesn't it sound like fun? You need a haircut? This is gonna be pretty. At least there's that. And it's gonna be really soft. How's your gauge swatch coming, silly? And this is me actually using yarn that I bought for a project. I bought this to make this. Go me. This is a year that I'm going to do projects that I've been buying yarn for. I've got so much. Time to do them. Because saving it just in case you find a different pattern or something else or whatever. If you like it enough that you bought the yarn to make it, just make it. Gotta go make dinner. Have a good dinner. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. That's like a goal for this year. To use more yarn than I bring in. Like, I don't want to buy yarn just because, ooh, it's pretty. I have so much of that. Make the things with the pretty yarn. Like, it's one thing if I need to buy yarn to make, like, a gift for someone, or because I used up all of a color that I need for, like, stuff I make. But, like, I've got so much yarn in, like, my stash that I have plans for that I've never done. So it's time to do those plans. Heating pads are wonderful, I agree. Realize you need to go buy another skein. Yeah, exactly. Like if you need more to finish a project, or again, like, you know, I'm making the blanket for my brother. Like, I would not have enough yarn in my stash to make a king size blanket for my brother unless it was a scrap one, you know, like that kind of yarn purchases are fine because it's with a particular gift or goal in mind. Or again, if you like need to buy another one to finish the thing or whatever, like, okay. But I'm trying not to just be like, oh, that's so pretty, I could make fill in the blank with it. Like, yes, you could. Absolutely. But do you know how much other yarn you already have to make fill in the blanks with? Also, that sounds like it's going to be super cozy, Sister Coyote. Like, such a good snuggly buddy. Never enough yarn. I have so much yarn. It kind of made me feel overwhelmed because I was like, I have so much yarn, I have so many project ideas. I need to actually, like, do them, you know? One of the first things that I crocheted, I made a Wooper and a Pachirisu for my brother, which is the Pokemon that's on screen right now to catch. Oh, that's nice. Honestly, I feel like having people around to like help when you are cleaning can be so helpful. I haven't done my daily. Pokey daily. Hmm, okay. Hooray! Until you've both got ADHD and didn't notice that you're getting tired and overstimulated. Well, that was like me with you all when I was doing stuff in my closet. And I was like, I all of a sudden am wondering why I'm doing this, am questioning everything. This was a bad idea. And, you know, just taking a few minutes to like talk with you all and not focus on it. And you all being like, no, 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 you can do this, was like the most helpful thing. Because it becomes so overstimulating so easy, especially like when you make a mess, because you have to make a mess normally in order to clean. Like if you're reorganizing stuff or whatever, you tend to have to pull things out to put things in a new spot or whatever, and it can just be the most overwhelming. So if that's what you have right now, take a break. Sit for a few minutes. But like you can totally do the thing. Like walk away from it for a minute. Go get a drink. Go look outside. Heck, just take a stretch. Like that's what I did. I took a stretch break. Like the ads were about to roll and I was like, I'm going to walk away from this for a few minutes. I'm not going to look at it or even think about it, and I'm going to just almost like let my brain recharge. And then I came back and I was like, okay. I got a little piece of candy. And it felt better. Welcome back. Oops. Oh no. That's the worst. I hate that so much. Wet socks are the worst, officially. Yes. At least you know why they're wet instead of why is the yeah, what is this mystery wet? That's true. Mystery wet or surprise wet, like if you're walking and you don't expect to find liquid on the floor and you step like that. Oh, nope. Why are my feet suddenly wet? And you reach out to pet the cat and part of their body is wet. Yeah. Anytime that you pet an animal and you're like, why are you wet? Is this from bath, from water, from what? Where did this come from? Her wet face on your pants as much? That's good. I've seen this really cute video of this person who trained their I don't remember what kind of dog it was, to drink water and then rest their face on a towel. And then like leave the bowl. So they have like a little towel stand next to the bowl. And so they train their dog to wipe their mouth after they drink water, and I thought that was the cutest thing I've ever seen. Oh, I'm doing that with my dog whenever yeah, do it. I need to train my dogs to do that. Yeah, because like some dogs are just like very drooly dogs, like they have large jowls or whatever, and they're just always going to be drool buckets. And then you just have ones that are just messy drinkers, that make a mess all over themselves when they get something to drink, but otherwise their mouths are normally fairly dry. And I was like, that's clever. Because like Coco would have a very wet muzzle after she drank. Patch, his nose gets wet. He doesn't get like super, it doesn't get everywhere with him. Drips water on the floor after drinking, yeah. Half the water she drinks squeezes out of her lips. Only does it to you and your oh my god, yeah. Or the other one, I don't know if any of your dogs do this. Coco was a leg licker. Like after you got out of the shower. She used to come over and be like, leg. And we just like, and you're like, please stop. Please leave my legs alone. Had a weirdly dry mouth, and the shepherd, I don't know what a Tervian dog is. We're both sloppy drinkers, yeah. Or sweaty legs after, oh my god, Coco would do that with your armpits too. She would lick your armpits sometimes, and it's like, please no. Like after you would put deodorant on. And now I have Maple, who loves to headbutt you in your armpit after you've put on deodorant. He's like, yes. Smells like mom or dad. He does it to both of us. I don't know. It was working better over there. Oh, peppermint lotion. Oh my god. Oh. Larger, though? Oh my god. I don't know, like, that's already a big dog. Heavily built, long-haired German Shepherd, gotcha. It was right in front of your face the whole time, yes. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, yes. Hi, Tigress. Going between people's legs for scritches? Oh my god. Well, now I have to look it up. Cardigan's good. We did the very dreaded almost 100 pounds. Wow. Turverin. Dog. Go. We did our gauge swatch, which takes a decent amount of time, and I also explained how to do. Oh, they do. They do look like a larger German Shepherd. Look at them. And now we're making the, like, hem, if you will, like the bottom bit for the back. They're pretty. It's almost like a long-haired German Shepherd. Yes. Correct, silly. It's like Lassie and a German Shepherd had a baby, yeah. You can only really ask in the context of knitting. Okay. I'm curious. What is your crochet knitting question? So you'll go up a size. Okay, what did you measure? So you know how when you're knitting you can count the V's to count the rows? Yes. Two and a half by 4.5, and you needed it to be, hang on. Oh yeah. So you're crocheting tightly. And I find that, especially when you make amigurumi, switching from like amis to clothing and stuff like that, you can definitely like do that really tightly sometimes. I know, I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait for baseball. To those V's for crocheting. They're still kind of V's, honestly. So, like, are you looking to count rows, or are you looking to count stitches? Angels are doing awful and they haven't even started. So what, you're blah, 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 blah. My words are broken today. So you had an 8mm, or I'm sorry, a 5mm hook to start. What are you going to try next, silly? Like, what hook size do you think you're going to try next? I might try a 6. Based on where you're at. Try a 6. What you're doing is logical. What you're doing makes sense, going up like by 1 hook size. I'm just looking at what your tension was and what it should be. And I'm like, I think you might get closer with a 6 than you would with the 5.5. Okay. Both rows and stitches. Okay. We're about to have an ad break again. Somehow it's been an hour. So when we come back, I will go ahead and I will show you that, Sister Coyote, like a way to count, like your stitches and the rows. So, I'll show you that when we get back, because I don't want to be partway into it and then be like, whoops. My next largest is a 12, so I don't know. I hope I don't have to go up again. And again, if you're getting like close to it, that's also good to know. Like, okay. Because like if the next one is almost the right gauge, you could in theory get like a slightly larger hook. So, you know, we'll see where you're at. Do your next gauge swatch. I'll be right back. I'm so proud of you for sticking with it, Sillykins. I'm so proud. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I stole one of James's flannels and cried on my stretch break. What did you do? Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna hydrate. Clean the cat's water bowl. It's a good idea. I should clean our cat's water bowls too. It's been a minute. Okay. Stitches. Okay. So do you yarn over or yarn under? Like, I'll show you. So when you crochet, this is yarning over because the yarn goes over the hook. Or do you yarn under where the yarn goes under the hook when you pull it through? Over unless the pattern says otherwise. Okay, so then your stitches will look like mine. That's an important thing because if you yarn under, your stitches will look a little different. Like when you're counting and things like that. Like the shape of the stitches will look a little different. So, okay. With... Fun fact, these eyes are not attached. Because when this is my prototype, this was my pattern, my design when I was making these dragons for Mrs. Glue-On. So we were like playing with placement. So the eyes aren't actually attached on this one. So the individual stitches are also very V-like. There's one stitch in between my nails. Okay, so you can see there's still kind of that, like, there's two strands that kind of meet together to form a V. That's one stitch. Okay. When you're looking at your work from the top, there's also those V stitches. So if you're trying to count how many stitches you have, you can count the V's just like you would with knitting. With knitting, they go like this. Like with crochet, they're just turned on their side, if that makes sense. Like with knitting, the stitches are more like in this orientation. Now for rows, I'm going to put a pin in between like each row here. For rows, you can kind of see like where all the stitches line up, right? If you look at, so if you have that same V shape, one row is like one row of V's. And then, so this would be row 1, 2, and 3. Like if you're looking at it. So again, this is if you're working in the round in amigurumi. If you're working back and forth, it's a little different. But yeah, like that's how I count. So like, you know, when you're working here, like this is round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5. Like you can kind of see where those stitches go in and where they go out. If you're counting in the round, the best thing that I can tell you to do is like pick a direction. Again, you can use pins if you want, like to help you keep track. You want to like pick a direction and count them. Count your rows. Because depending on where you start, obviously, like right here you can see is where, hold on. Right there is where the next row started. Right? So if I'm counting this way versus if I'm counting that way, I might get a slightly different number. So just like pick a line, work that way, and you can count. I hope that helps a little bit. I only ever do Ami, honestly, yeah. It does? Yes. Because spiral, not round. Yeah. If you're working in the round and like you slip stitch and chain one, then it's a little different. But if it's worked in the round and you like start counting in one direction and then you like try to keep going in another, like that's why in some of my patterns I mentioned that like if you're putting your safety eyes in between round like 7 and 8, it might be round 8 and 9 on the other side depending on like how your placement is. And that's okay. Like it's more important that they're in line than that they're on the same row. Because sometimes, depending on how a piece is oriented, like you can sometimes have them be on the same row, and sometimes if you have like increase, like, oh yeah, you want it to be on like this side instead. You've made that oops before, yeah. Your boss has summoned you, oh no. I'm glad I was able to help you out before you had to skedaddle. I love Twitch for that. For just like being able to answer questions. Because it's much more interactive than like YouTube. Because I can show, instead of being like, refer to this video. I am not. No. I have seen it though. I have made many plushies for the Glue-On kiddos. But Glooby was not mine. Mrs. Glue-On has sent me pictures though of Glooby. I did design this dragon though for her based off of one of her artworks. She wanted for the kids. We only ever made one for her son, but that's okay. If she wants me to make the others, I have the pattern, obviously. It's the biggest thing I ever designed. Can never get his head right. His head is tricky. There's a lot of eyeball. Dang, I snuck in there at the last second to catch that. Baseball on your birthday? Heck yes. Eyeball straight to chubby cheeks, yeah. Started watching him more recently. I love Doc. The whole family is so sweet. It's like an unexpected friendship that started. Actually, I have to text Mrs. Glue-On when I finish sewing the Meadow Dragon pieces together. She loves the Crafty Intention patterns. She doesn't crochet, but it's fun. She always like sends me one. She's like, oh my gosh, can you make this? And I'm like, heck yeah, I can. I miss the chaos he brought to Among Us days. I think Among Us stressed him out so much. I do love his, like, the board game date, like, when he would build, like, entire board games in The Sims and play with, like, other people. He'd have, like, Shella and, like, Simsy and Steven and all of them together. Those were always amazing. Because, like, that brought a special amount of Gluon chaos, but not in, like, the Among Us way, which I feel like he's so on, like, he doesn't like lying. Like, that's part of it. And it's so, like, fast-paced. He's so creative, though. Like, his builds and everything like that. Like, every time I watch, I'm always like, time to play Sims. He's bad at being the bad guy, which is why I think it was so funny that he was put as the bad guy on Sparked. Like, you literally picked the worst person, like, the person who's, like, the worst at being the bad guy and made him the bad guy. So creative. How many rows do I have to do of this? He's not the bad guy. Oh, really? Oh, the whole thing? Yeah. Oh, well, he wasn't the bad guy right off the bat. He became the bad guy. It was a neat concept behind the thing. I just hate when, like... I hate when there's, like, forced drama. Like... They tried to make it seem like he was upset with, like, his teammates. And I'm like, okay. It's the reality show editing that ruins stuff, yeah. No, I can't picture him being mean either. Uh-uh. Like, the only mean I can ever picture is, like, him as, like, a Sim character trying really hard to be evil, but not succeeding. Like, what's its face in his Rotten Berry? Like, sure, he's got one character that hates him, but then, like, there's other ones that are, like... He's, like, accidentally good at getting Sims to hate him. His character. Like, in the one, he, like, set their whole entire house on fire, and then, like, he was still invited out to, like, one of the events by them, and he's like, do you not understand that Like, my character doesn't like you. Sims is wild, though. Let's be real. All his households end up in chaos. Like his Bumble the other day, where he just needed to stay home, and he accidentally clicked on go to the Humor and Hijinks Festival, and it's like, it was the easiest one, he just had to stay home. That summit was so weirdly hyped for such a short thing. That was so weird. And they all kept talking about how, like, they were talking too fast, and I was like, no, my ADHD brain loved it. I thought it was great how they were talking in the summit, but it was just so weirdly, like, not a lot of information, or, like, I don't know. I was excited to see some of, like, the remakes on houses and things like that. That's actually something that I've been doing very slowly, because I haven't really done it in a while, but I love it's almost like I've given myself like a shell challenge where I like started with like all the homes in, you know, like one world, and just taking and not worrying about budget, not worrying about like, oh, it's got to be a starter home or it's got to be this, but like keeping the outside of the house the same. Like, I can move windows, I could change paint color, but not changing like the actual structure, and like redoing the interior so that it doesn't look like EA builds. And I've been having so much fun doing that. You'd be like, or actually you all wouldn't be surprised at like the number of like homes in The Sims that have like one window that's like slightly askew. Like, it's just slightly not in the right place. And it's like, how did you not catch that? So like making the windows level and changing colors or whatever. It's really fun. Or like making some of them that are like weird, like the shape of the house might lend itself better to being like a duplex, or now that we have like apartments, being an apartment, like, you know, one person rents the front and one person rents the back or the front or the upstairs or whatever. I could always show you all if you wanted what I've done. Giving the houses landscape. And I know that like a lot of it too is because there's like limits when building. Like, oh, you can only have this many items in a build. It's like, I know that that could also be why some are more sparsely furnished. Although some of these builds, they don't make sense. I haven't done the goths yet. I've done like and I've built like a home on like empty lots that match like the other homes around them, like to be the same aesthetic. But like the starter homes, if you will, and the what the heck are the roommates' house. The kitchen is pathetic. So, Oh, I've also done the pancakes house. Like, I was starting in that neighborhood area next. Sometimes the interior layout is just so weird, too. Like, where things are placed. I'm like, no, no. Let's, like, put this here. Let's move this here. Get rid of this wall. We're on round 62, row 62. And like I tried to keep with like some of like the sense of styles too. Like if there were already Sims living in the house, I tried to not like I'm not trying to make them cookie cutter. I don't want them to all be like sad beige millennial homes that people seem to love. Like no no no, there's going to be color and there's going to be interesting pieces, but like why is there like so much dead floor space in some of these homes? Like sometimes the layout is just so bad and you're like, "Oh my gosh." Like some of these homes that have like one bedroom, I've gotten like two or three. Like it went from like a one bedroom, one bath to like a two bedroom, two bath because like just the floor space. The floor space is just so bad. Like, why is there one tiny little couch and, like, one tiny little TV in the living room? But it's got, like, the footprint is huge. The houses are just so massive sometimes, yeah. So, like, I'll take the house and it ends up, like I said, being, I just redo the floor plan so that now all of a sudden there's, like, a kid's room where there wasn't one before, like, you know, it really becomes, I guess, more like a starter home in that sense. Like, you can start having your kids in that house if you wanted to, instead of like, well, there's one bedroom down a really long hall. I'll have to show you the next time we play Sims. I want to play Sims again. I want to keep going with our 100 baby challenge. If you all do. It's snowing! I love the snow. Our snow melted, but it's cold enough to snow again. That's true. It's so big and empty, yeah. It was so cold the last few days. Nice. It's the funny number. Oh, you know what? Oh no, never mind. We haven't gotten any subs. That's follows. It's like we haven't unlocked any more of the new emote, but we haven't gotten any subs to do so, so never mind. I don't know why the 69 and then the little arty thinking math emote made me go, oh yeah, there's a new emote. Cute puppy! Oh my gosh, when we were coming back from the allergist the other day, we stopped at Wawa to see if we could get air in our tires. And we also realized that we needed change to go through a toll booth because the car that we were in didn't have an Easy Pass. And I squealed so loudly because there was a doggo in the car next to us. When we... And I was like, oh my god, hello, puppy dog. Hello. Their windows were so covered in nose prints. But I was so excited. I'm like, look at that dog. Can I pet that dog? I heard they need to ban all of it. I was actually talking about how I was really excited that some of the things that I really enjoy eating that are like red in color don't actually use any dye. And I'm like, wow, would you look at that? Like my Arizona drink that I like sometimes, the fruit punch or the watermelon, that's red because it actually has red fruit in it. You know, watermelon and grape and things like that that actually make the freaking juice the color instead of a dye. Or the ice pops that I like, the Outshine ice pops. I love the berry ones, and they're all reds and pinks. Guess what? They're reds and pinks because, once again, they have fruit in them instead of dye. And I was like, heck yeah. Dye doesn't have any place in food. It really doesn't. Wild how real ingredients can add color as well as flavor. Imagine that. How's your hair feel, Emily? Like, it's wild how the shampoo and conditioner I use is lavender, even though it doesn't have any artificial dye, and it's like a white, creamy color. There's no dye color in there. Guess what? It still smells like lavender. Guess what? I don't need it to look purple in order to use it. Like, the fact that I could not believe that Lush put red dye in their soap. Who cares what color it is if it the dye doesn't add anything to the smell. So who on earth cares what color it is? It doesn't need to be a color. It could be clear. It could be white. It can be whatever, like whatever. It's still going to smell good. Why do we have to add artificial dye? I need to see the cute pepper and hydrate. Look at his snoot and his eyes. Oh my god. His one patch. Oh my god. What a baby. Did you actually get to see him? Oh. What a baby. Right? Oh my god. You just saw his picture. He's available at one of your rescues. What a baby. What a baby. Our shelters here have so many dogs that look just like that. He loves to cuddle. Good, because that's all that's going to happen. I don't know very many bully breed pups that don't love to cuddle, though, to be fair. Personal space, never heard of it. Like, I think it needs more glitter. No. Five pregnant moms. Jeez. Yep. And meanwhile, there are people who are backyard breeding their dogs here. Oh, they're labs. They're perfect to be put. No, stop it. Stop it. Right now. Enough of that. When you have shelters overflowing and animals being put down because there's no room for them, no, you stop that right now. Makes me crazy. You want a doggo so bad? Do it. You know someone wanting to do it? Yeah, like... I remember being a child, okay, like late middle school, maybe early high school, and I was like, I should breed my guinea pig with my friend's guinea pig because they're both so cute and so sweet, and that's a great idea. I was a child. Of course, we didn't do that. But, like, it's different when you're a kid and you don't understand, but as an adult, you just got to know these things. Like, how do you not know? Like, look at him. Look at Cooper. That's my legs crossed and him inside my crossed legs. Man, I miss those shoes. Those were good boots. I wore those things out, like, literally. But, like, what a smooshy face. Hold on. What a smooshy face, baby. Oh my gosh. Patch's second birthday. He got goldfish crackers in the number 2 in his food. Sorry. I was interested in her friend's male dog. What? No. I'll never understand it. Especially, like, I feel like everybody that... Or not everybody, but there's so many people who, like, think that it's a good idea and their dogs are actual jerks. Like Patch, an absolute ass. Would he had cute babies? Probably, because dogs are cute. And Dalmatians are perfect. But he's a jerk. Like...
He's an asshole.
Yeah. Don't do it. Like... I was trying to find this other picture, but... I don't know if it's in this album. You get jerky puppies with great parents. Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the other thing, too, is that, like, you have to look at, like, the health of the animal, too. Like, so many breeds have so many health problems. And it's like, have you had your backyard breeding dogs that you want checked for all of this? Are you sure that you're not like... Oh my god. This is a really old picture. Koopy's a puppy, but look at him. I want to sit on your lap while you drive. Jerk isn't an inherited trait, but temperament and things like that all matters. Because, like, how much of stuff is inherited versus nature-nurture kind of thing, you know? Just like us as people, how much of our own health problems are inherited? Like Patch's bladder issues? Dalmatians are very prone to bladder stones. He clearly had, you know, the issue with processing purines. Did his parents? Obviously he's not deaf. Dalmatians also, deafness runs in them as well. If you can't sell the puppies, what are you going to do? Take care of them? Bring them to the shelter? Sometimes I also feel like people think that it's a way of making, like, a quick buck. Like, oh yeah, I can sell these my 2 dogs are both labs. I can sell these lab puppies for like $800 each. Okay. What kind of prenatal care are you doing? How often is your female dog going to the vet? How often, like, what are her nutritional needs looking like? Like, proper breeders do exist. Like, my dad, when he was working before he retired, one of his old bosses was they showed collies. They had, you know, show dogs that were very selectively and very rarely bred, because you don't need to do it often when you're doing it for, you know, reasons like that. And they were bred with, like, a purpose in mind. And that's actually how we ended up with Sadie. We had a long-haired collie because she hated showing. And he was like, I'm not going to force her to show. She didn't like it. She didn't like the aspect of it. He's like, I'm not going to breed her. He's like, I'm not going to, you know, do anything. Like, she just lived with them because she didn't like it. And, you know, I respected that because he wasn't forcing this dog who was like, I hate doing all of this to do it. And he was just like, no, and they also, the really funny thing was they showed short hair collies. Like, so collies come in short and rough coat. Rough coat is the long hair that looks like Lassie. And short hair they're basically Lassie dogs with short hair. Sadie, smooth and rough, thank you. Sadie was a genetic misfit. Bred by, she had two smooth coat parents, and she was a rough coat. She had long hair. And it wasn't that anything was done wrong, it's just that's how genes work. And sometimes like the recessive dominant kind of gene thing ends up being that you end up getting a short or a smooth coat out of 2 rough coats, or a rough coat out of 2 smooth. Like, you know, it's genetics. It's like how you can have, you know, babies that have fairer skin or darker skin, lighter eyes, darker hair, light, you know, whatever. Like, the same the same parents can have very different looking children, because, or they can have very similar ones. Science is weird. Genetics are weird. They're fascinating. Super interesting. So yeah, we ended up adopting her because my parents, like, they were talking with the guy, and, like, you know, dad would just, like, talk to him about stuff, like dogs and things. And, you know, had mentioned that, like, we were looking to adopt another dog. My mom loves collies, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, you know, we have this one. She doesn't really like showing. And if you all would be interested, we would love to, like, adopt her to you. Like, they didn't place her for adoption. They were just like, if that's something that you're interested in, like, we trust you, we like you, we think that your home would be a good home for her, you know, let's do it, kind of thing. Has darker white skin and brown hair. Her oldest brother is blonde hair and blue eyes, yeah. Sisters from the same litter, very different gray colors. Had a collie growing up, not sure if it was rough or smooth. Okay, yeah, I'm trying to find a picture of Sadie. Sadie was an orange cat. She was beautiful. Not a thought between her ears. There was not a thought happening in her head. At all. Like, just zero. She was beautiful. Gorgeous collie. Head empty. No thoughts. There we go. There's Sadie. Head empty. Not a thought in there. Gorgeous baby. But could not put together. She was, again, here's the responsible, proper breeder who knows his animals, has their testing, has their health in mind. Like, this is not a backyard breeder. This is a good breeder right here. Grooming, yes. Grooming for her was a lot. The brushing, all of that, the trimming, all of that was a lot. She was great for it, though. Again, having been, like, slightly shown, she got very used to it. And then, so, like, a smooth coat collie is like that, but it doesn't have the long fur. Yeah, hold on here. She's a pretty girl. She was very sweet. She's stupid, but very sweet. Like, not a mean bone in her body. So pretty. But, you know, and that's the funny thing, too, is that, like, all of these animals, and this is partially why, like, mutts in many ways are great, because they can help get rid of some of these health problems that purebred dogs seem to have. She ended up later on in life, you know, she got real sick, just like even though she was, you know, bred from good lineage and all of that, it still happens. Like, it still happens to any dog. Like, no critter is exempt from it, you know? Here. So we called them Beauty and the Beast. Because they were, after Coda passed away, we ended up getting Sadie a couple of years later. And Cooper, they loved each other. Look at her Grinch toes right there. She needed to get her feet trimmed. That was fun. I always enjoyed that because I was the one who did her trimming. I love that. I feel like it's certain breeds more so than others. Like, and also certain breeds are more predisposed to certain issues, like labs. Labs are more predisposed to hip problems, joint issues, arthritis, and things like that. Dalmatians are prone to having the bladder issues, the deaf, blind, things like that. So certain breeds can be more predisposed. Some are also more predisposed to cancer or like specific types of cancers. So like they might have that checked more as they get older, or they might have, you know, like like a test done to see if they carry that gene or that predisposition. So it's not necessarily all purebreds, but and unfortunately, again, the way that a lot of breeding is done, with it being so selective and like trying to get certain shapes, like if you look at what pugs or terrier, like Boston Terrier, not oh my god, why can't I think of it now? Is it Boston Terrier? Let me look. If you look at what the breed standard was like 50 to 100 years ago versus breed standard now, the breeds that we have now are so incredibly unhealthy. Pugs are like, they're just asking to have a life of suffering with the way that their noses are done. French Bulldog, I think, is the one I'm thinking of. What's your gauge update? And also, I'm going to go and look at this picture that Emily shared. What a baby! What a Samson! Oh my gosh. Now here's the question. There's also full collies, and there are miniature collies. Because Samson there looks like a miniature collie. Hold on, let's see. Shelties, sorry. A Sheltie versus a collie. Not a mini collie. What am I talking about? Sheltie. Shelties are they're Shetland sheepdogs. Oh look, here's a really great graphic actually. Hold on. So there's two different, they look almost exactly the same, but they're very different. So like a rough coat collie, right? 50 to 75 pounds. Shetland sheepdog, 15 to 25. Let me see if I can find like, oh, here, huh? So it's like, it's almost the same dog, but like just, here's a great, this is a rough coat collie, a border collie, which is like the in-between, and a Sheltie. Border collies also come in different colors too. So like you might have like a different look at it. Oh god. Dogs are great. I love them. Dogs are so fun. Their faces, I know. What was it before? You had 2.5 by 4.5? I love dogs. I love animals. Animals are great, man. Oh, this is a fun picture. Remember how I told you all that Pip used to get haircuts? Right here, here's Pipsqueak. Pipsqueak was my soul pig. He was my whole heart. So this is him after his haircut. That's all the hair he would get cut off. And that was at least once a month. No, her height's supposed to be 8. Your height increased, though? You were at 4 point something before? Is that correct? And what's the pattern? Like, what stitch are you doing for the pattern? Like, are they half doubles, doubles? What's the... Mostly double crochets? Dang. You got some tight tension. That's not a bad thing, by the way. Yeah, don't change colors when you're doing the gauge. Don't worry about that. If you want, I'm more than happy to help you. Like, if you want to take any pictures, if you want to send me anything, I am more than happy to continue to look at stuff. So, it could just be, again, like a tension thing. Hang on, let me try and snooze ads. Because it wasn't like a huge change, if you changed from like a 4 hook, like a size 5 hook, and you went up to like a 10 and it didn't change, that would be weird. I would be like, okay, something's off. Something's wrong. Did you realize something silly, or did you mean to say like, okay? I don't know if like, if you're like, oh, and I'm like, uh-oh, wait. Pokemon escaped. Dang. Well, I don't think any of us here are normal. But that's not unheard of for that to not change too much. Normal? I do. I want my body at least to be. Can we just like chill with all the weird health problems? That'd be super. Oh wait, I think I'm done. That would be great. If we could just have like normal, like not itchiness, that'd be super. Okay. Now I'm gonna double check. So my back panel Hooray! Yep. Say, should be, says, yeah, that's that way. 25.7. So before, with no stretch, like without pulling on this at all, I'm at 25. And this is stretchy. So, and we'll measure again. Yeah. Hooray! So, I want to really quickly, before we wrap up, I want to do my first row across. So, some row counter. Hello? Where did it go? Okay. All right. Do not turn after your last row. We'll now be working row 1 into the main body of the panel. No ads. Go away. Snooze. I have no idea. I just had it. I was wearing it. I took it off. Oh my god, I found it. Okay. Got it. Okay, we're good. We're all right. No one panic. 1 single crochet into the end of each row across the ribbing. Oop. Oh, no worries. Thanks for lurking and have a good rest of your day. One, two, three, four. I just noticed that we're 1 follower away from 2,930. 4,000. I'm so sorry. 4,930. Why did I say 2? Yeah, that's exciting. Oh boy. Hi. How are you? Ooh, let me snooze these again. So, should I work on this some more tomorrow? Or should we work on the cat couch? I love this yarn too. I love this. I love the little flecks in it. Hello. Hi. What you doing? Okay, it's time to sit right there. Okay. It's already o'clock. Uh-huh. Thank you. Hi. Hello. I love you. Probably. I don't know if any of y'all have seen like the videos of like crafters and them being like just crocheting along, knitting along, and all of them being like, ew, why is my yarn wet? And in the background is like a dog or a cat who's just like, like chewing on it. That's what I feel like is happening right now. Oh, sweet girl. You saw a video like that? Yeah, I've seen a bunch of them, so I'm like, I'm sure. Thank you. Hi. Hooray! Nothing makes me happier than doing a row like that where you need to have like 97 stitches and it actually is 97. Hooray! Oh, goodness, yeah. We love that. Is it food time? Yes. Yes, it is. Hi. Thank you for this paw. What am I going to do with it? Huh? What am I supposed to do with this foot? Thank you. Ooh. Alright. We're gonna go on a raid. We're gonna go see Lumi. Y'all, Lumi is making a cross stitch for Wicked. I'm really excited about this. She's doing a, oh my gosh, why can't I think of this? Fiero cross stitch. Yeah. Let's go say hi. Thank you all so much for being here today. I appreciate you. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your time zone. Remember to eat something tasty, to drink some water, to take any meds that you have to take. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to other people. Remember, you are loved, and I will see you all tomorrow. Grab those raid messages. There we go. The first one is if you are a follower. The second one is if you are a subscriber. And let's go say hi to Lumi. Okay? I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.